Hello, lovelies. It's you here from Golden Thread Tarot. How are you doing? I am here to bring you another channel message. I hope this message finds you blessed and full of abundance, as always, my sweets. So let's go ahead and jump in. I have several different tarot decks and just one oracle deck that we're going to dive into today. So, Spirit, the download that I was getting for you guys was that a big part of your spiritual journey was Spirit really helping you to heal your inner connection to your masculine energy, as well as the connections that you have had in the past to people who have shown up in your life in masculine energy, and how Spirit has really been working on this so that you can actually connect on a deeper and more genuine level to your masculine energy, to your counterpart energy. Yeah. So this is really about how what happened in your childhood, or how you were taught as a child to connect to energy, specifically to masculine energy, and what that was supposed to mean to you, has really affected the way you've been able to express your love. Okay, allow love to come into your life and extend this energy. So Spirit's like, you have a very beautiful, innocent, childlike love energy within you that really wants to be expressed, that really wants to connect. And Spirit is saying that this was really in the past expressing itself in its shadow form, and that Spirit is saying that you have been really going inside and being really drawn to my lantern that I have back here, that you've been really drawn to go inside into hermit mode, to really examine this and to really bring your own masculine energy out of its shadow energy, out of its shadow form, out of its control energy. Yes, reconciliation. So Spirit is asking you to really spend this time, one, so that you can reconcile with a masculine energy within your life. Okay, uh and as well as reconcile with your own relationship with masculine energy. Spirit is saying, so you might have had a overly controlling masculine energy, or an absent masculine energy, that really gave you this energy of like red flags. And with my dogs like starting to bark in the background, definitely it's like it's almost as if you really perceived masculine energy to be very dangerous, or allowing a masculine energy to get close to you or to truly connect to you. It's kind of almost like you were blocked to seeing only the shadow aspects and masculine energies in the past, and also really attracting in masculine energy that is in their shadow aspect, because it reflected your own inner shadow aspect that your masculine was residing in. So yeah, so it really attracted in a lot of this unrequited love situation, because really truly you were rejecting your own inner masculine energy, and so you attracted in masculine energies that in turn would mirror that rejection inside of you by rejecting you, right? By rejecting you, you're not good enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough, no, I don't want to be with you, or we can just be a situationship, or whether or not you just rejected it all together and really didn't have a lot of relationships, or really didn't have a big connection to masculine energy that you felt like was really genuine. Spirit is saying with this release your ex, that it's really time to release this old energy, that you've probably been praying about it, that you've been asking about it, that you've been working through it. And so Spirit is saying you're actually going to enter into this much more lighthearted, enjoying like bliss time. It's going to feel like this kind of honeymoon era in your life. You're going to look back on it in the next like 5 years of your life that you're going to experience, because of all the work you've put in. You're really going to look back at this time in your life as some of the most like magical and innocent, and just like it seems like young, fresh, like new love. Like it's really beautiful. Yeah, Page of Cups. So there's definitely this energy of you maturing internally, especially with how you connect to masculine energy in your own life, feeling like a maybe even perhaps a part of you like rejected masculine energy, because you felt initially rejected. Like I said, if you had an overly dominant um masculine energy in your life, like an overly dominant father or even a mother, or just whoever, no matter the gender of this person or who they identified as, they really showed up as a really dominant masculine energy, or you had a very absentee masculine energy from your life when you were younger, and it kind of stunted the growth of your own inner masculine energy. And you can be showing up here as the feminine or as a masculine energy yourself. Flip and flop it as you need the energy, as you really need to, how it really resonates with you. You know, if you resonate with being in the more masculine energy, then this is more catered towards talking about how you have rejected your own inner divine masculine energy, and that has really showed up in the relationships with feminine energies that you have attracted into your life. Okay. And so this evolution here, whew, you're really coming into, yeah, Hierophant and the Ace of Wands. So I really feel like you are kind of like rewriting the script for yourself, rewriting the programming that you were given, that's really helping you to actually tap back into this masculine energy and allow it to develop here. Ooh, yes. So you have the Queen of Wands, who shows up as Pele in this deck, which is more about destruction and rebirth, right? So it's more of kind of like this Queen of Wands in this deck always reminds me of more of kind of like a combination between the Queen of Wands and the death energy. And so it's this energy of constantly recreating, or constantly destroying in order to recreate new, in order to give back a life in a new way, in a new form. And I definitely get that here with you with the Page of Wands as well. So it's like you finally allowing this, you probably facing here with this fish like jumping up, and with this child here like facing the fish, right? It's kind of almost giving me this energy of you like holding this cup and looking into it. But when you, in the past, when you have always looked into this cup, it always looked dark and like, it's your shadow energy here, definitely. So it always looked dark. It always looked like it was full of like snakes and monsters and like venomous, all of this like just swirling darkness. And you're just like, I don't want to look at it. What's in there? There's like this big giant monster that's in this, coiling and, but finally you were like, okay, no, I'm really going to face this. And it was like just a little tiny goldfish like popped out. And you were like, what? This has been this big monster that I've been running away from the whole time. And I'm not saying that this wasn't hard to face. It was, but you really kind of noticed that actually, it was kind of just, you were like, wow, you felt so heavy and so hard. And so because you were marrying back my own rejection of you, my own rejection of self, my own rejection of the fact that this really hurt. This was really painful. And this is really deep inner child work that you're doing right now. Inner child healing. You've done the shadow work and you're realizing that your inner child has really showed up as their shadow self. Because they have been ignored, because they have not been looked after. And you could have mirrored that, the struggle and this, what you're going through now, um, is, what you're going through internally, mentally, internally with yourself, this different versions of yourself, your shadow self and your inner child, and all these different versions of yourself that you're facing now, and the work that you're doing on yourself now really mimicked the kind of rejection energy that you felt in childhood, or that you felt when you were younger, the type of love, so if you felt very rejected by your parents, you actually turned around and rejected your own inner child. You rejected your own shadow. You refused to look at that because you were running away from the pain, because it's so painful. You're like, I don't want to face the fact that I felt so rejected by my own parents, or by my own people who were supposed to be, whoever it was. It doesn't have to be your parents, your grandparents, whoever it was that raised you, whatever authority figure that you had over you, that you did not feel loved, or that you did not feel like you got what you needed from them in whatever way that it was, whether or not they were hyper focused on you and you felt like you didn't get the space that you needed to grow, or whether or not they were super absent, or anywhere in between, whatever it was, right, in your early on stages of development, that made you feel like you didn't get the safety, or you didn't get the stability, or you didn't get the recognition, or you didn't get the love, or you didn't get the praise, or whatever it was that you felt like you didn't have. And so there was this part of you that you were constantly being like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I just see this inner child of you just getting wilder. It's almost like a wild child that's sitting there just like snapping and snarling and scratching, and feeling like a feral child, right? And this journey has been you, and every time you've turned around and looked, you've just seen this feral child snapping and kind of like like scratching and snapping and snarling, and you're like, oh no, I don't want to look in that cup, like that's scary, I don't want to do that, I don't want to face that, and beyond that, right? We usually feel so justified in our anger because underneath our anger is some kind of pain that's real, that's something, we might be acting out our anger or acting out that pain in unhealthy ways, but that doesn't mean that the pain or whatever wound that it hit that triggered that reaction is real, right? And so there is this journey that you have been going on of really going inside, and now it's giving me this kind of simple energy of like, you saw, like you had to break, right, this hard shell, this hard, snarling and snapping shell, and when you broke it, it was just a little child sitting in there crying, you know they were just crying, and they just wanted to be held, they just wanted to be loved, they just wanted to be noticed, they just wanted to be seen, they just wanted to be acknowledged, they just wanted to, you had to sit there, and you had give them a bath and clean them up and put some clean clothes on them, and slowly teach them that they could trust you, that that you were sorry for ignoring them for so long, and that you had to really dive deep inside of yourself to really see this truth, and then the whole time, like I said, you saw this snarling, snapping beast. And when you finally took the time to look inside the cup, it was just a little goldfish in there that just needed to be paid attention to, that just needed to be seen, that just needed to be recognized, And with that, there is this Ace of Wands moment with this Page of Wands here, with this inspirational moment, like, wow. And now that here, this is like your inner child with this light shining on it finally. Now that you've shown this, this inner child or the shadow self is being, that's how we create our shadow selves. It's part of ourselves that we have rejected, that we have left in the shadows, that we keep out of the light, right? The light of our consciousness, or the light of love, or the light of just shining an awareness on it, right? And so now that you have taken this light and you have shown it and you are in the midst of shining it on your shadow, of shining it in the darkest parts of you, and allowing light to come to those places so that you can heal them, so that you can face them. You are here starting on this journey here, right? You're kind of like a new babe here, fresh to the light, starting, but you were in a process here of, right, being this Page of Wands here, growing up to this Queen of Wands, recognizing, right? So now here, and you see the shining light inside here, and it's like this kind of growing energy that will grow this orb. So they're giving me this kind of like you going inside and finding that Ace of Wands. I really want to get that Ace of Wands, because the imagery on the Ace of Wands is like an Ace of Wands, like sitting and lighting up like the inside of like a dark cave. And it's like you finally went inside and allowed that wand to be lit from within you, right? Allowed that recognition. Yes. Allowed this recognition to bloom and be birthed here, right? And and literally while I'm watching this, it looks almost kind of like these flames right here are just like boom, 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 like a heartbeat flowing and like decalcifying. Yeah, for a lot of you, you're probably decalcifying your pineal gland, however you say that. Pineal gland, however you want to say it. I'm really getting that kind of energy here, where this is like the inside of you just is in the darkness, and it's just slowly lighting up. And now that this wand here, which really it's reminding me of the Magician card as well, right? You receiving this wand, and it kind of like being dug deep here, and kind of like roots are growing, and like light is flourishing, and passion is, flowing back through your veins, and is awakening, your arteries and your mind, and your heart is beating and beating. Yeah, right. So it's like that raising event, right? It's like you going through that death energy, and then suddenly, boom, the life is rebirthed back inside of you, right? The life is rebirthed back inside of you. And here you have got, right, that Ace of Wands, and you've started to go on that journey. You've really started to walk down that path here, right? And along this journey here, it's going to lead you, right, to this death and to this rebirth, to you being born again, being remade anew in spirit, you know, even more in the likeness of spirit than you were before, right? And it's almost like this reconnection, right? This reconnection to spirit, this reconnection to self, this gaining independence here. And then look, is the pay, you know, that kind of innocent energy, you know, being gone, you know, the kind of I refuse to look at it, I refuse to work on it energy kind of just removing itself so that this wand can really take hold here and really start to thrive and can really start to grow. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I love this. Drop a like if you guys are liking this message so far. Ooh, it's the King of Wands. Yes. I love that. So just even more progressing, right? This even more this progressive energy. Oh, and the Four of Wands. Look, and it's the King of Queen of Wands here. Under the beach, under the moonlight. Oh my gosh. There's a huge awake. Yeah, because you were Four of Swords. Look at that, frozen, like in time, right? But there is this energy of being put on a pause so that you can have this realization, so that you can have this rebirth energy. We've been talking a lot on the channel about spirit pausing you so that you can have this energy renewed to you, you know, so that you can see and plant those seeds, so that you can renew and plant those seeds where they are supposed to. And what's on the freaking bottom of the deck is the Empress. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, Yamaya is the goddess of the waters, right? And then here in my hand, I'm holding the Judgment card and the Ten of Cups. So this awakening is truly going to really bring about this Ten of Cups energy for you, right? But you've really been denying it with this Nine of Swords, you know, because it's like, no, I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to acknowledge this, you know, this ghost, this clawing. Look at them, just clawing and screaming, you know, like, I know I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to face it because it's really hard. It is. It's really hard to go inside and to face those darker parts of yourself or your darker parts of your past. It's hard to do that. So give yourself a freaking pat on the back for how hard you've been working, okay? Ace of Cups, absolutely. So again, right, you finally looked at that cup. You looked at what was in that cup. And you realize that here it is, that this cup actually holds, you know, because the Ace of Cups is usually shows the cup, you know, overflowing, right? And here in this image, the cup is so overflowing that it's created a whole ocean around itself. And it's filled that ocean with life. Wow. This is this is beautiful, you guys. I wanted to play some music. Yeah. So Three of Cups came up. Three of Cups with the Five of Cups on the back of the deck. So Spirit's here have been helping you to work through. They've been really helping you to work through Two of Wands in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, Fool in reverse. Making quick, foolish decisions without really thinking long term into the future, you know, with this Nine of Cups in reverse, instant gratification that doesn't really plant a long lasting vein into the future. Like Spirit saying they're helping you to heal this within you. Nine of Pentacles, exactly. They're helping you to come, come forth, right? To emerge yourself from the hidden well, right? You've been blinded to the fact that, you know, there's actually been this whole world, this whole wealth of connected. And inside, you probably knew this the whole time, but, you know, refusing to look inside at the past has really stopped you from connecting to that deeper energy. King of Cups on the back. Holding back that cup. Maybe perhaps because you felt like your cup wasn't good enough, or you felt this shadow energy inside your cup. So you're like, man, my cup's not good enough to be given. You know, it's not flourishing enough. But Spirit's saying, my gosh, yes. Yes, it is. There's nothing that is stopping you from being as worthy as you know, the Spirit is showing me like there's this version of yourself you've always been wanting to dream into existence. You've always wanted to have the strength. Oh, you've always thought, oh, if I, you know, if I was like this, or if I hadn't gone through that, or if I have this, or I had that, or I didn't have this, or I didn't have that, then I could be this stronger, beautiful version of myself, you know, that looked just the way I wanted, that carried myself just the way I wanted to. But you've always held yourself back from being that person because subconsciously you felt like your cup wasn't good enough. You felt like you weren't good enough. And Spirit is saying that was never the case. Your cup was always overflowing. You were always worthy. You always had the power within yourself to rise up and to do this, to ignite that. That wand was always inside of you. It was something that was planted inside of you before you were even took your first breath here on this earth. All you had to do was look, was face it. You know, you had to stop looking at it with your earthen eyes and start looking at it with your soul's eyes, with your soul's gaze. And stop seeing it for the lie, you know, that others around you have showed you or tried to make you see, and see it for the truth that Spirit has been trying to help you to see. Judgment energy on the back of the deck. It's time to wake up. You know, the time for holding yourself back is over. Yeah, it's time to really have eight of Pentacles. It's time to get to work, and it's also time to, not that you haven't been working, because this all of this requires a lot of work, right? But it's more like exchanging, right? Exchanging this energy to others. Now you realize that you actually have this good positive energy, and that there are people out there who are worthy, you know? Perhaps maybe you have been exchanging that energy with people who really didn't deserve it. And Spirit saying, you know, it's kind of time for a shift. It's time for a change. Speaking of that, they want me to shift decks. Yeah, because you have felt this energy, this Ten of Wands energy for a very long time, you know? And it's time for you to feel something different. And as I say that, the Ten of Wands falls away, and it's the Emperor on the back of the deck. I pick up the After Tarot, and it's the Queen of Pentacles left. It's time for it, you know? It's time for you to see, right? See the truth. Look at that Queen of Pentacles looking at the pinnacle, and what do they see? Themselves. She sees her own reflection, like, oh, I am the gift. I am the prize. I am, you know, it's me. So for a lot of you, you've been hearing the story of this spiritual inheritance, or this inheritance that's been coming to you. And Spirit is saying that for a lot of you, yes, it will eventually be monetary inheritance and monetary wealth, but the big pinnacle, right, that Spirit has really been trying to bring and grow forth is for you to realize that you are the pinnacle, that you are the gift, that you have the strength, that you have the power, that you are that person. That person that you keep dreaming up, that person that you keep seeing as worth so much more, that's you. That is you. You know, that other person that you've been seeing is so high value and is so, you know, you are that person. Look into this pinnacle and see that it is you, that is your own reflection. But it's time that you stop looking at that reflection with your earth eyes. When you stop looking and you stop seeing the rough outer, you know, form, that your soul had to take, you know, and I'm hearing cracked open, like cracked open, you know, like all of this is happening so that you can shake off that coating, that matrix coating, close your earthen eyes and awaken, reborn anew, die and reborn and be reborn anew. See forth going with your spiritual eyes. Wow. Ooh, yeah. It's the magician, right? And these spiritual eyes, this truth that Spirit has showed you now, is a part of your arsenal, right? The spiritual truth, this seeing thyself for who you really are, knowing thyself, your true self, your true spirit form. Yeah. There's that Three of Cups again. And look, right? Oh my gosh, thank you, Spirit. I knew I was like, well, the Three of Cups came out again, so there must be something that I didn't get, right? That three sides of yourself, right? Your higher self, your shadow self, and your inner child all coming together to say, oh my God, you did it. Right? Yes, Three of Pentacles. Right? And here in the aftertarot, the work of learning this is over. Right? And look, he's got his, you know, he's finally created, you know, this. And it's a person that's gathering a harvest, right? You finally created and grew, you know, grew that harvest. You're sitting there looking at your work like, damn, okay. You got your jackets right over, just ready to go, right? And Spirit said that's what you're ready to do. You're ready to go on to the next stage. You're ready to go on to this next part of your life. It's time for you to leave behind this energy here, right? And it's time for you to recognize that you did it. Yeah, you did it, right? You've already crossed. There you are, crossing and getting off, right? So that's what Spirit is saying. Recognize that you are the gift, that you are the prize, that this seed was planted inside of you all along. It was within you. You just had to see it. You had to acknowledge it. And this energy is coming out really rapidly now with this Knight of Swords. It might even have at a time came out with some anger. There's a lot of different emotions that you're going to be processing right now. So be kind and gentle with yourself and be forgiving of yourself, and try not to take out that your issues that you're dealing with right now on the people around you, or, especially if it is you dealing with a lot of, parent wounding and healing. You might find yourself being short or being angry with people in your life, or with your parents, or with those people if they're still around, if they're still in your life. And Spirit is saying they understand, if you haven't been handling it in the best way, to forgive yourself, and to allow yourself to go through those emotions, and to, express them in healthy ways, get them out in a journal, get them out, through trusted advisors only, get them out, and, transmute them, and, to art, or to poetry, or to something that you create, right? And Spirit saying in the past that you've actually tried to dump out, this cup here. You've tried to dump out your own cup because you felt like it hasn't been worthy of your soul family, of your counterpart, of true love. You have been made to feel like you're not worthy of true love, and that you do not have the value that you really truly do. And Spirit is saying, that's a lie. That's a lie in the programming that that's a program that needs to be rewritten, that needs to be taken out. Yeah, Spirit is saying something about RNA, going in and rewriting, your, almost like rewriting your DNA, like rewriting something that's so fundamental to you, and realizing that it never really, it was like a cancer, it was like a mutation, it was never right for you. It was never truly right for you to feel this kind of I am not worthy. I am not enough. I have felt rejected, right? Spirit saying that this is bringing, holy crap. There is the Three of Cups again. Oh my God, with the Queen of Pentacles as well as the Ace of Pentacles right there behind it. Holy crap. You know, Spirit is saying that there's been a seed from outside forces being tried to plant inside of you, you know, just programming that the world, that society tells you that you're not enough, that you're not a gift, that you don't have gifts, that you're not special, that, you know, that you don't have a purpose, but you do. You know, it's this kind of feeling of being like, oh, I've been made to feel like my whole life I can't stand out. I'm just a cog in the machine. You know, that's how the system is designed. And Spirit wants you to break out of that. And this new age of Aquarius is going to be about all of us breaking out of this kind of, I am not just a cog in the machine. I am not just what they tell me I have to be. I am not just what they tried to make me. I am made in my spirit's image, right? I am made in my maker's image. I am not made in the image of this 3D matrix, right? And for a lot of us, we've realized that we have been walking and feeling and talking and participating and viewing our experiences through this eye of how the collective consciousness wants you to think, right? But the collective consciousness is shifting, it's changing. A lot of us are plugging into new ways of being, right? And we are kind of rejecting, and like our collective consciousness has been taught to reject the true intelligence that combining together, to really looking inside, to going inside yourself. Do you know in the state that I live in that it is illegal to teach like Eastern philosophies, like meditation in schools? It's illegal to teach that. And I'm like, why would that ever be a thing? Like, why would that ever be true? Like, why would you ever do that? Like, why not? At least in like elementary school level. Like, and anyway, that's a whole, I'm just like, what? And there's this whole kind of questioning how the system was set up and questioning this current paradigm that we've been made to believe was our only choice. There are other choices out there. Yeah, especially with the way we connect to this, like to the father energy. How we've been taught to see masculine energy, how masculine energy has been kind of almost like in this age of corruption. And how in this age of corruption we've been taught to reject each other and to not see the power and the strength within each other. That when we are masculines, that we see feminines truly falling into their divine feminine energy, we reject that energy, and vice versa, where we have been taught to reject that truth within each other. We have been taught to keep each other in little boxes and worry about little checklists and worry about what's on the outside instead of truly seeing each other for with our soul's eyes for who we truly are. It is a deeper consciousness that is stirring, right? It's stirring, and there are those who are being shown the way. Spirit is saying. Yeah. It's like, yeah, they're showing me this is like a seed that was planted in the collective consciousness, and now that it's time, it's being awakened. You know, it's really reminding me of the collective reading of Cindy's from Awakening to Spirit that I shared earlier today, from the day that I'm filming this. And that was about how there is like this energy awakening, like the sun's energy, like the solar energy, that solar radiation energy is awakening and kind of like triggering this change and this shift within us, and how it's integrating different parallel universes and parallel realities. And some of you, you know, go that deep down the rabbit hole, and some of you don't, you know, and that's okay. But that's what I'm kind of getting with this Ace of Wands, with this seed. It's like this triggering, the children of light are awakening, right? And the seed that is planted within them is waking up, because there are so many of us out there who are these light workers, who are breaking out of these generational toxic mindsets, who are awakening to the truth of who we are really supposed to be and what we are really supposed to connect to, and who and how we are truly supposed to redefine ourselves. And I feel like for a lot of you, you are feeling this stirring, and you are feeling this awakening, and you are feeling this need. I have people that come up to me every day at work. I work in the public, and I have people that come up to me every day, and they'll just open up to me and tell me about how they are struggling with feeling like their feet are off the ground, or feeling like they don't know which way is next, that they're struggling with this transition energy. And I've been so blessed to be able to help guide a lot of people, even people that I don't know, even people I don't know if I'll ever see again. And that's not the point. The point was I met them right when I was supposed to, and we had this beautiful exchange of energy of them helping me to realize things about myself, and then me helping them to realize things about themselves, and our positions, and how everything is shifting and changing, about how we came from one place and we are an ever evolving, ever changing, ever moving forward, whether or not we see the forward movement or not. Because I feel like there's a lot of people now that kind of preach that whole, oh, we're in the darkest times. Like, no, we're not. No, we're not. We are far from some of the darker times that the human race has endured in the past, through famine, through death, through extinction, through ice ages, through planetary shifting, through catastrophic events. The human race has endured, and we will continue to endure. And we are far from the darkness. We are actually closer to the brightest light we've been in a very long time. And there will be people out there who try to get you to really lock into the collective notion of that we are in those dark times. And we're not. We are far from it. I guarantee you that there are people from the past who would, in a heartbeat, trade places with you. We as a people, as human race, have this thing where we romanticize the past, and we do that within like generational passes, and we also do that within our own personal past. Things were so much easier when we were a child and we were carefree, right? Sort of energy. We were so innocent in the past, and we're not anymore. Like, that's not always really the case. It's just a romanticization. It's a kind of remembering what makes you feel better. Kind of energy. But I guarantee you there are a lot of people from the past who would compare their life to yours, and they would in a heartbeat trade places with you. you know so, not that I'm trying to minimize the issues that we're going through, or to minimize your own personal issues that you're going through right now. Not at all, because they are just as important to you as anything else is. But to also recognize that we stop trying, like, there are some of us who know, right? There are some of us that are know, and you will have people out there who are these agents of people who don't want to wake up, right? They don't want to wake up. And they're showing me now that scene from The Matrix, the movie, where it's like Morpheus is talking to Neo, and he's telling him, like, most of these people, and he's showing that anybody, the lady in the red dress, right? Like, that whole experiment of the fact that it's like, oh, are you listening to me, or are you looking at the lady in the red dress? Turn around. And they turn around, and it's an agent, right? And he's like, you need to understand, that most of these people are not ready to wake up. Most of them will actively help to fight, keep you in the matrix, because you breaking out of the matrix creates a ripple that breaks their concentration, or breaks their reality that they have chosen to subscribe to. And when they're not ready to wake up, they will actively try to drag you back down into the matrix. They will actively try to that doesn't make them evil people, but they will automatically try to dim your light. They will try to dampen you. They will reject you. They will try to confuse you. They will try to tell you, oh, you're crazy. What you think is happening to you is not really happening to you. No, the world is a horrible, terrible place where people are dying every day, and this is the darkest times. And they are truly, those people, have compassion for those people. But again, and right now in my mind's eye, they're showing me the law of efficiency, right? The law of efficiency is about how it's summarized. It's like, use your energy in the most effective way. And the most effective way is with the flow. It's not fighting against the flow. It's not fighting against these people or this energy that wants you to wake back, that wants you to go back asleep, you know? You're disturbing them, and your brightness that you're shining with disturbs them, and it rattles their eyes a little bit. But their soul is saying they either just aren't ready or they don't want to. They could be ready, but they're choosing not to, right? They're choosing not to, and they're going to want to turn away from you, or they're going to want to shame you, or they're going to want to throw dirt on you, or they're going to want to, rip out your light. They're going to want to try to pull you back down, because you elevating, reflects back to them that they're not elevating. So Spirit is really highlighting a higher level of understanding what you have been going through, and the kind of spiritual attacks or the type of rejection energy that you have truly faced. And you've probably faced this rejection energy for most of your life, because you have shown with this light for your whole life, and you have felt very rejected. You felt a lot of you, I feel like, are probably star seeds. A lot of you are light workers. A lot of you are earth angels. However you want to, whatever name that you want to give to it, whatever distinction you want to make by it, right? You are those who are waking up. You are those who are stirring. You are those who are blinking off the sleep of the matrix and are truly waking up to see things not with your earthen eyes, but with your spirit eyes. And there are those who will actively try to fight against you seeing that, right? And it is just for you to turn away from that, to not waste your time. Unfortunately, I don't want to sound like that, because I understand. I went through this same exact phase. I know exactly what it feels like to see the bliss, to start seeing how beautiful it is, and to start wanting to share those things, to start wanting to share those books and share those workings, or those spiritual knowledge, or the things, the dreams and the interpretations and your future and your plans, and wanting to share those with people around you, because you know how much joy and beauty and light it has brought to you. And those same people can very much so make you feel like a Three of Swords moment, where they reject you. And it's not really you that you're rejecting, it's the healing that they're rejecting. So it's not really personal, although it comes off in a very personal way, because of course in the 3D it comes off very personally, but spiritually it's not personal. It's really more about them than it is about you. So Spirit is saying, don't allow those things to weigh you down, to cut your ties with those things. And it's not necessarily about cutting the ties with those people, but cutting any kind of power in definition of self you place within those people. You are not bound to their definition of who they think you should be. That's codependency. And you're breaking out of that, but they want you to reflect that back to them. But instead, now you are being that mirror, reflecting a truth of themselves back to them. And they don't want to see that. Some people are going to gather around you, like I said before, like the people who are ready to see that, who are ready to hear that, who are ready to awaken, they will be drawn to you. But those who are not ready will be drawn to you too. And it's important for you to focus on the things that are working in your life, not on the things that aren't working in your life. Give your most energy. Acknowledge the things that aren't working, right? Like, okay, that's not working. But only in the sense of to acknowledge, okay, that's not working, so I'm going to try something different, or I'm going to try a different approach. And that doesn't mean, and for a lot of you, Spirit is saying this is about trying to bring certain people along with you. You're not going to be able to bring certain people along with you, because it's just not their time. And that's okay. They've either chosen a different existence. That doesn't mean your existence is better. It just means it's better for you. Right? But that doesn't mean that waking up right now or seeing the truth now would be the best for them. Everyone has their own timeline, and everyone has their own purpose, and their own divine time, and their own divine plan. So allow it to be. All right? No. Spirit doesn't want this one. Yeah. The world. Yeah. So there, exactly. There will be those people who choose to reject, right? There will be those people who choose to reject and to not look at their fish, right? And to allow their fish to jump out and swim elsewhere, right? There will be those who allow that to happen. And they will be given their own time, and they will be given their own place, and they will see when it is time for them to see. But, you know, you are seeing truth and feeling truth and understanding truth that some people around you are not ready to acknowledge and are not ready to see. And some of these people will go out of their way, you know, to silence that truth that you are trying to spread. Because some people are that, you know, yeah, so they'll start, they'll start spreading those rumors. They'll start fights. They'll start pushing you away. Some people will even try to harm you, you know, mentally, physically. But Spirit is saying, you know, it is because they are blocking out their lessons. They don't want to see. They want to stay blind. You're not a failure of a person just because you haven't issued in that energy for them. A lot of you feel like it is your role to guide people around you. But yes, it is. But it's also your role to guide yourself and to not spend too much of energy trying to convince people who are not ready to see. The death energy. You know, this energy is calling for you, you know, to really end this past cycle and to move on to the next. Did something not? I could have sworn something popped over. Okay. That's not. And some of you might be sitting and being like, how does this have to deal with love? Because everything that you've been doing is a reflection of how you truly connect to a love energy, right? These are cycles that you need to break here. Family generational cycles that you need to break here in order to allow this to happen. To allow this new beginning to come for you. But it's about you allowing it. Yeah. I just hear like a little kid saying, I'm scared. Because I feel like your inner child feels, or in the past, perhaps your inner child felt very scared to allow this to come in. Because you felt very hurt. Or you felt corrupted. Or you felt misled or misguided. Yeah. But Spirit is saying that you truly deserve this. You deserve this love. That you deserve to have this passionate love. You deserve to have this passion. And this just doesn't mean love, like love making. It also means like physical connection. It also means you deserve to have this passion, this Ace of Wands within yourself. To live your life with a passion, with a thirst to want to go out there and to create and to see and to explore and to live and to laugh and to love. Spirit wants to see you. Yes, it's a part of your religious path. Okay, it's part of your spiritual makeup to do this and to realize that you deserve to truly have this. Okay, I'm not picking that up off the floor. It's 6:44 on the clock right now. Trust, yes. So this is about you, which a lot of you probably realize this. This is about you working on your trust issues, about how the matrix in the past is really based on fear, or the past paradigm has been based in shame and fear. To act right, you know, to go to church or the devil will get you, right? Like it's this kind of like come to this spirituality based, or come to this realization of self, or you need to grow up. This kind of energy has been based in shame and fear. And Spirit says they want this new cycle to come from a place of trust, to allow your passions to grow from a place of trust and understanding and compassion and love. Yeah. So for a lot of you right now with this finances and career, I really feel like you're really being asked to guide yourself forward, and that for a lot of you, your next steps are going to be around your finances and around your career. Um, but for a lot of you here, you're really going to find your religious purpose, your divine plan is going to be for you to go into some type of um, spiritual based career. But that can be almost anything, you guys, right? It can be anything from, yes, like, I don't know, like being like something overtly spiritual, like being a monk or a nun or something like that, becoming a pastor or a priest, right? Or becoming, I don't know, like a spiritual guru, becoming a yoga teacher, becoming, a person that, whether you write books or you create paintings or you create tarot cards or you are a tarot reader or you are a nurse or you are a doctor or you are a teacher or you are, this can look like, or you are a chef teaching people how, or a gardener teaching people how to grow fresh organic fruits and vegetables, or you are a little bit of everything, right? Or you are a musician and creating music that helps people connect to their soul and connects people, helps people heal their past, whether you become, like a therapist or whatever, right? But for a lot of you, you are going to be working in your spirit. It's going to be a part of your spiritual path to work in a profession that has something to do with your spiritual mission here on this earth, right? And it's going to look different for all of you, right? For some of you, you're going to be working with older people, you're going to be working with children, or you're going to be working with animals, you're going to be working with the environment. You're going to be working to create this new future of the human race for all of us together, right? That's why we're here, to stop sowing these seeds and reaping these fruits of shame or guilt or, fear, you know? Fear is the only true darkness, and love is the only one truth. Wedding. The situation involves marriage. I definitely feel like not only are you going to see this echoing in your own, in the collective of like collective souls coming together, starseed couples coming together, twin flame couples, high vibrational soulmates, less people choosing karmic coupling to make future families with, to create that kind of energy and creating more of the love and light and compassion energy, doing and walking forward and being defined not by what, oh well, I have to go into this job because it's what makes me money, because it's what pays the bills, because it's what put food on the table, but it's realizing I can truly follow my dreams and my passions and I can still do all those same things. I don't have to be another cog in the machine. I don't have to be walking in a line or, so many of us are put here now to kind of help this jump in evolution here that's about to come to the human race. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Yes, having more joy, having more passion in everything that you do. Doing what really truly makes you happy, not what makes your ego happy, not what makes your pride happy, not what makes your parents happy, unless your parents are truly wanting what's the highest and best and highest vibrational for you. And for a lot of you, you're going to be finding new loves in your life, not only romantically, but also friendship wise. You're going to be finding found family. If those are around you, you feel like you're like, oh, I've never felt really truly accepted by my family. You're going to find those friends, those partners, those relationships to where you're going to be building the family you wish you always had, or feeling you're going to be building this feeling of home, finding soul tribe, finding soul family, finding a place, finding your place. And like, wow, what I get up and I do every day, I feel passionate about it. And I don't want to wake up anymore and think, oh, I have to go to this job. Your life doesn't have to be that way. Your life does not have to be that way. You can open your eyes in the morning and think, oh my God, I can't wait to get up because I love the person that I sleep next to. I love my kids. I love my job. I love my home. I love what I do. I love helping the collective. You can feel that way. That's not a pipe dream. That's still true. So a lot of you are going to be you're going to be finding these new loves, these new passions, these new skills. You know, you're going to be finding new hobbies that just you're like, oh my God, like you're going to start picking up skills and picking up things. You know, I don't know. One day you might just be at the store and just be like, I want to buy some paints and start painting. And then you're going to go home and just be like, oh my God. And even if it's not like, oh, I'm a dynamite painter, I could sell this painting. You're just going to be like, wow, this just, oh, it hits my soul. Or you're just going to pick up a book or pick up, open up a Word document and just start writing, or you're going to start creating things. You're going to start picking up a book and start just devouring it, start learning, starting doing, taking courses, getting out there, meeting people who like to do the same thing. A lot of you are going to be guided to do these things. And if you have been already being guided to do these things, continue to do these things. Allow yourself to find your path naturally, organically, And for some of you, you're going to be told, oh, go do this, go do this. And you might think that doing that for a while, maybe you're like, oh, this is going to be, this is going to be what I end up doing. But a lot of you are going to be pleasantly surprised, right? That you'll start doing something that will lead you to something else, that'll lead you to something else, that'll lead you to something else, that'll lead you. And you're like, how did I start here and I ended up here? I don't get it, but like, it's perfect because everything that I learned along the way has made me feel so satisfied and so happy in that moment. I am so glad that I did that, right? I'm so glad that I had that experience. And it's about shifting out of, I guess I do this because I have to do it too. I get to do this, man. Like I get to wake up and love my partner and truly feel fulfilled and feel a true love with them, not a codependency or not like I guess they're better than nothing, Or to be like, oh, is it going to be a good day or are we going to fight for hours today? Not, you're turning down those things. You're walking away from those things. You are divorcing from those things. For some of you, actually literally divorcing. And yeah, Spirit wants you to know it is safe for you to do this. It's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to put yourself back out there. It's safe for you to try these new things. I mean, do it smartly. Like Spirit's not, for some of you, you might be guided just to stop, and just go. But for some of you, you're going to have to take the time. You're going to have to do it little by little. You're going to have to save the money, but start doing it today. Start now. Start today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start today. Start living today, right now. Do something for yourself today to help you reach towards the future that you truly want to have. Start building those skills. Start reading those books. Sign up for that class. Take that trip. Pick up your camera. Pick up your book. Pick up your easel. Pick up your paints. Start creating. Start following your passion because there's so much life out there just waiting for you to claim it. There is a shift coming where there will be those who decide to follow their passions and there will be those who decide to stay in this is the darkest time, and they will split off into a timeline, and those who decide to take the lighter path will split off into another timeline. And although you'll still inhabit the same place, you just won't be drawn to the same things, and you just won't contact those people, and you just really won't, you're not going to run into them anymore. You're not, it's going to feel like you're living in a completely different world now, because you're going to run in different circles, and you're going to go to different places, and you're going to do different things, and you might see them in passing on your social media. Or for a lot of you, you'll probably like cut them out of your social media in general, because you don't even talk to them anymore, right? We are coming out of a first initial great purge, and we are coming to the first kind of breath. There was the initial awakening, and then there has been a great purge happening for the past couple of years. And now we're coming into a cycle for the next like 5 years or so, where there will be this great breath and this great growth and this great flourishing. And some people will flourish in obvious ways, and some people will flourish in ways that it will take them time to see that they are flourishing. But allow yourself to grow, to bloom. Yeah. And for a lot of you, this separation that you're going through right now, this great purging, is going to be calling in true soulmates, calling in true soul family very soon. This is happening now. And for a lot of you, like I said, with this past life energy, just with that attracting in soulmate energy with past life, it is going to be like soul family. Yeah, so let go of any kind of control issues that you have about this, and let go of any kind of insecurities that you have about this. Let go, right? Because it's the devil trying to make you believe that you're not ready, or that it's not time, right? Or that we're in the darkest times. We truly are not. Let the devil stay in the darkest times. Let those who want to stay under that spell stay in the darkest times if they choose to. Pray for them. But Spirit is saying, give this new relationship a chance. That energy has been coming up a lot. Like, it's worth it. Just try it. Try living this new way. Try, you know what living the way that you have seen the world has affected you in the past, right? Obviously, it's led you to where you are now. So try something different. Think something new. Try something new. Try changing up your energy. Do something different. And it's not like a lot of you weren't meant to live in and through the things that you were meant to, through the experiences that you were meant to go through, but it's also time for you to allow yourself to shift and change. Yeah, and for a lot of you are going to be finding this beautiful true love energy, and not just, like I said, not just romantically, but also finding a true love within yourself, becoming that version of yourself that you really truly love, that you really truly love being, having a life that you really truly love living, having passions that you really truly love pursuing, having, yes, those intimate relationships that you truly love having those professional relationships that you truly love having a relationship with the world, with the collective consciousness that you truly love having, and creating this new paradigm. Six of Cups in reverse, yeah. The time has come to lay aside those childish things and move on to the next. Dude, that's crazy. I didn't even see that in this deck. In these two decks back to back. That's wild. There is this, as you are shifting, there is this temptation energy to go backwards, right? The world energy here. There is this temptation to go backwards. This temptation to see that oh, it's wild. I'm getting a lot of like references from Genesis, like a lot of like Adam and Eve and the snake, kind of references. But how, which my spirit guides have been helping me to kind of to see it this way, to kind of see this origin of the snake, right? The snake tempting them with knowledge was kind of like evolution coming, because right here it's the snake here, but in this, in the after tarot, it's been replaced with that kind of monkey right there. So it's kind of this energy of like this temptation of knowledge was the evolutionary leap forward, right? Was the I am, you know, was the I exist. I have a consciousness. I have a new level of consciousness that recognizes who I am, that I am. Oh, I'm a person. I need to clothe myself. I am not just an animal who feels fine running around naked in the wild. I'm not a feral child living. I am. I can stand up. I can look forward. I can look up at the stars and wonder and think. I can philosophize. I can look at myself in the reflection and see that it's me. And there are animals out there that can do that. You know, shit, there are there are elephants that can paint, which I think is beautiful. I love watching those. I love watching those videos. I'm just like, this is amazing. You know, I feel like there's a lot we could learn from elephants. I don't know where that came from, but I just feel like that. But um yeah. And there's kind of like this retelling of the kind of, you know, what this devil energy is, which is kind of like our lizard brain, like, right? Like our animalistic mind telling us to stay, you know, to listen to our ego, to listen to our fears, to listen to our shadow, to listen to our base instincts instead of tuning in to our higher selves and evolving out of not being so much like our animalistic brain and being more of our, yeah, they keep showing me somebody just like standing upright like a human and like looking up at the stars and wondering. They're showing me like, oh shit, it feels like they're showing me like the first people that really started to wonder. It shows them like hunting and they're like bending down, like hunting, like picking up things, and then there's like one that kind of stands up straighter and looks up and wonders, what is that? And it's like the beginning, you know, looking, what is that? There is something else. There is a different way of thinking beyond how I have been thinking. It's like that first connection with the higher consciousness, with a higher mind. This is so interesting. I love this. Yeah, and so now spirit is showing me it's like it's time for the next step. But I kept saying that, right? The next step in evolution, this kind of almost in a sense, almost like demystifying that kind of energy. But I still think it's magical and it's mystical, you know, and it's just like, it's so unbelievable and it's so cool, you know. Um, yeah, but it's about leaving behind this kind of sadness here that keeps you trapped in that survival brain and that animal brain, that keeps you trapped in your fears and your anxieties and your insecurities and your shadow and your ego. You know, and it's about stepping up to a higher level of consciousness, stepping up to a higher level of love, stepping up to higher level relationships, right? That's how you step into these soulmate relationships, into these healthy relationships, how these healthy love connections is having a healthy base of connection with self, right? And having that independence energy here. Oh, my nose is itching. Yeah. And there it is, High Priestess. That higher connection to higher self. I wonder if the High Priestess will come out. Justice. The Empress. And the Lovers. The Empress and the Lovers. And the Ten of Cups. Man. Yeah, and this is the fruit that they really want us as a people to start bearing, right? This is a truth, right? So they're showing me here like it's this eagle representing like higher truth, higher wisdom, divine truth, you know, like angelic knowledge, knowledge from the higher realms, right? And it's kind of like this coming in here. You are this person and you're grounding this truth here into the earth. Right, you are like that vessel grounding that truth into, you know, grounding this higher knowledge here into the earth, into the plane, into the matrix, and it creates this ripple effect. Wow. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, whoever, however you want to see yourself. Spirit said, don't let the genders of the cards throw you off. Yeah, and see before Hierophant, yeah, and before, see that, you see that there's that eagle in the background coming to land, but before you had to put that sword down, right? And there had to be a transformative, with that card right there, there had to be this transformative energy first within you, you know, which again brings you back to this, right? There had to be this energy of you looking for the truth first. So that was without, you know, as above, so below kind of energy, right? Four of Wands, so that you could find that home, so that you could find that resonance, so that you could find that balance. This was about you going through this transmutation, this transition, this death energy, this death and rebirth energy, so that you could ground this energy here, right? You had to resonate at the right frequency, at the right vibration, to be able to ground those messages clearly. Even if it's just, you know, even if it's just you receiving those messages clearly for yourself, because there's this kind of clash energy here of, see how their two swords are clashing above her crown chakra. And for a lot of you here is this kind of energy of these two people represent like the collective consciousness here, like the old paradigm, blocking you from truly receiving and seeing the truth. But I'm also getting with this coming out here with the Justice card here, it's almost giving me this kind of energy of like you having the ability, you being blindfolded and having the ability with it coming out with the High Priestess, you having the ability, almost like this person that's blind is the one judging who is the winner here. That's the impersonation that I was getting with that, like kind of like blind judgment, blind justice, like truly being able to judge who's the winner here based in like fairness, not so much based on, you know, here, right? It's the king and the beggar beside, and say, you know, justice representing eating, affecting both of these people equally. That's what I was trying to say, equally, affecting these people equally. Temperance, yeah. It's like bringing judgment to all equally. And bringing like this peace and this harmony to all equally. Yeah. And it's this energy right here, this tower energy right here, that's allowing this to happen. That's allowing, you know, you had to receive the knowledge that you needed to, the help that you needed to, the karmic lessons that you needed to, come into contact with the karmic soulmates and things that you needed to, have the experiences that you needed to, so that you could be freed from this mindset, from this prison of your own making. So that you could truly receive Ace of Cups, that gift. And you see back there, look, right? You see the cup starting to overflow and create that seed that we talked about, right? And this is about you having the landing place to receive unconditional love, because you were taught, right? You were taught to only accept conditional forms of love. And they're showing me now how like certain like cells only have, or like certain like cells have certain receptors that you have to have like a, like only certain cells can connect to other certain cells, and you have to have like this code to connect the two of them together. And that's kind of how like viruses work. They have the code to like crack inside and go inside the cell and corrupt the cell. And so, which I'm not, that's really big simplification, and it's probably like how, but anyway, you know, that's what they're showing me. That they're showing me that kind of, and like in my mind's eye, they're showing me that kind of energy of you having to rewrite what you can allow to connect to you, right? That before, perhaps maybe your connection was made in the shape of connecting to these devil energies, to this karmic energy, right? Until that you could realize, I do not want to connect to these energies anymore. And you had to, again, earlier how it was talking about changing your DNA, right? Rewriting and changing your paradigm, changing your DNA, so that you can connect to higher level energies instead of these lower level energies. Rewriting and rechanging and recalibrating your receptors so that these viruses, you know, so that you've developed an immunity against allowing these viruses to, you know, corrupt you. Yes, nine of pentacles, right? You have come to a place of not allowing these devil energies to attach to you anymore, to not affect your emotions, and to not remain hidden, you know. Wow. This is a really long reading, but yeah. And this was a really important Nine of Wands, a karmic lesson that you needed to learn here. This is such an important, such a crucial lesson that you've been learning. You know, and you were being prepared for this. You were being prepared for this next new cycle. You were being prepared for this age of light. You were being prepared for this age of Aquarius. You were being prepared for this age of stepping into the light. But you needed to know, right? Right? To understand that we all have to understand that the seed must first dwell in darkness before it can sprout into the light. Right? That kind of being asleep is a kind of a necessary step, right? Fighting your way out of that sleep and awakening up, and the lessons and the experiences that you will have you know, during that awakening journey and reconnecting to yourself are crucial, and they're important, and they have to happen, right? Because some of you might have been thinking, like, why couldn't I have just come here awakened, still remembering my journey and still, you know, remembering, and not, you know, why did I have to be born to karmic parents or to into a karmic society, you know? Because you need to understand them. You need to understand what it's like to be awake, to help other people wake up. You need to understand what it's like to go through that process, to turn around and help others, or to turn around and to teach others, or to turn around and to help heal others, or to help to teach others how to heal themselves, as you have taught, as you and your teachers have taught you to heal, right? This awakening journey has been so necessary to understand cracked open. It is happening for you, not to you. You're not a victim of having to go through this awakening journey. The old paradigm has taught you to view yourself as a victim so that you don't view yourself as an empowered being going through an experience. But Spirit is saying is this evolution here, Six of Wands, is going to bring you the victory that you really truly require. The paradigm has been in the past, mirror me, and the mirrored paradigm, you know, the paradigm that you've been being asked to mirror is to stay asleep. But that's changing, right? We're waking up and we're fighting those demons, fighting off. And when you wake up, that's what it feels like, right? To all of us that woke up, we know when you wake up from that sleep and suddenly you're like, oh my God, all these demons and all these dark energies all around me, all these fears, all these anxieties, all of these trauma from my past, all this, you know, oh my God, there's all these beasts that I have to battle, right? There's all these beasts in this cup that I have to battle. You know, I have to purify my cup. And then to see that you swing at that beast and it was all an illusion. That in the end, boop, out pops up that little fish and you're like, oh, it's just a goldfish? That's all? And now, don't get me wrong. This energy of building up the courage to swipe at that devil, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength to get to that point. Because you're like, once I swing this sword, it's on. And I'm going to be in a battle for my life. And it's a whole journey, one, to just wake up. And then once you wake up, to see the devil and be like, oh my God. You know, and then to hunt and find your sword and pick up that sword. To empower your sword, to empower yourself, to say, I can do this. I can fight against this. And you swing. And it's a mist. It's an illusion. But it's a lot of work to get to that place to swing and to realize this was just a prison of my mind that I was making, that I was keeping myself trapped in. Because it looks and it feels very real. And don't get me wrong, there are people that will fight, like I said, to keep this illusion appearing real. And there will be people in your life who very much so cause real pain and injury to you to keep up the illusion that this is. But once you truly face it, you free your mind and you're given that sword and you swing. You know, because this darkness, it says all sort of types of things. No one will love you. Your parents will leave you. You'll get kicked out of your house. No one will trust you. No one will love you for being yourself. You know, no one will give you that chance. You'll never make it. You're not smart enough. You're not rich enough. You're not thin enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not handsome enough. You're not tall enough. You're not short enough. You're not blah, 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 blah. You see? Because that demon, it doesn't want you to swing on it. And it will whisper all kinds of lies and atrocities into your head. And it'll say, once you swing on me, it's going to be on. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to win. I'm going to overpower you. And you'll never be able to face it, you know? Like, is that what you could just lay back down and go back asleep and I'll just leave you alone. That devil will say a lot of things. Your ego will say a lot of things to keep you awake, to keep you from facing the truth, because your ego wants to stay in control. Your ego wants to stay steering the ship. Because to your ego, an attack is an attack. Whether or not it's you just trying to wake up, it views it as an attack. And it will manifest all sorts of types of issues and roadblocks and things in your way. Nightmares and fools and you know, ghouls and karmic people in your path to slow you down, and, you know, relationships ending and people leaving your life, and, you know, careers ending and cars, you know, stopping, and all sort of types of things that you will manifest, that your ego will help you to manifest. But it's all a part of you finding that strength to hold up that sword. And look how long that sword is. That's a long sword. That's a two-handed long sword. It takes a lot of strength to be able to wield that and finally swing it with confidence. But in this karmic clearing, you find that strength. You find that confidence. You find, you know, you go inside and you see the truth. Oh, I am strong enough to do this. I am strong enough to face this. These towers that are falling, all these things that are being taken away, they do not define me. This devil, my past, my fears, my anxieties, my past failures, they do not define me. And that is the Ace of Wands. That is that truth that has been buried, that seed, sorry, that has been buried inside of you. That is that truth, right? This is an illusion. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that devil energy, it will conjure. King of Wands in reverse, Knight of Cups, it will conjure. Oh, ten of Wands, it will conjure all kind of devils, all kind of temptations, all kind of karmic partners, karmic, you know, people suddenly betraying you and truths being revealed to you and difficulties. Oh yeah. It'll manifest in all types of forms and all types of places in your life. And multiple levels in every level of your life. Which makes it hard to swing that sword and break that illusion. But you found your strength. You have truly found your strength. So hold on to it. Don't allow your insecurities to stop you. Swing that sword. Blur that illusion. Blow away that truth, that mist, that darkness, that fear. Yeah. And create a new, right? A new future, right? Like I was saying earlier, many of you will be choosing that new future, choosing that new world to walk into. Choosing to drop one home, one legacy, and create a new. Ten of Pentacles. The Lovers. Yeah, buddy. And again, there's Eve sharing the apple. There's that Genesis energy, right? That the beginning energy. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Hermit energy. Yeah. Wow. This is a lot. Yeah, this new phase of evolution, this next step forward, it's gonna come to you. Is there anything else? Okay. I'm gonna just draw last little bit. You might want to say to collective spirit before we close this reading. Spirit said, I have a lot more to say. I know that you do, but okay. 1, heal your family issues. Heal this family issue and this family line. Forgiveness is really important to you right now. That's really going to help you take things up to the next level. 2, face any kind of codependencies, any kind of devil energies that you have in your life, any kind of addictions, any kind of things that make you feel like I have to have this, I need to have this. Face those things inside of yourselves. Face any kind of toxic coping mechanisms or anything inside of yourself that is holding you back from really allowing yourself to move forward. There's a time and a place for them, but for many of you, the things that you have been clinging to, it's time to let go of those things. Okay. Their chemistry, you're going to be really strongly magnetizing yourself to certain, so be careful, be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of the directions you're taking yourself in, and what you're telling yourself you can't do, or what you're telling yourself you have to do, what path you're telling yourself I have to walk down this path, or this path has to look like this, or I have to be with this person, or I have to have this. Be careful with those things in your life, and be careful what you're chemically like drawing into your life and what you're magnetizing yourself to. Okay. Be mindful of your chemistry right now as well, the things you're eating. Be mindful of your hormones. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but be mindful if any of you are having any kind of issues around that, around your cycle, around your moon cycle, around your hormones. Check all of that stuff out. Things are going to be feeling kind of haywire. Body parts are going to be feeling kind of different. Then you're going to be noticing reality shifts, things around you. Kind of pay attention to that. And pay attention to the fact that you're going to be really noticing big changes in the type of people that you're attracting, that you're attracted to, and that like your type is going to be changing, and the type of people that are coming up to you, that are talking to you, that are being attracted into your life are going to be changing. So allow that to happen. Okay. And Spirit is also saying the biggest and best lesson that you can learn right now is to always love yourself first. Love yourself the way that you would want your soulmate, twin flame, future spouse, partner, the love of your life. Love yourself the way that you want them to love you. Right? Be your own soulmate. Be your own first soulmate. You know? You are your own first soulmate. So be that to yourself, you know? Be the type of person that you want your person to be, you know? Whew. Correct. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Yeah. So just the more you respect yourself, the more you're aware, the more you face your own shadows and you do your inner child healing and you walk down your path and you follow, you know, be mindful of the people, of the content, of the things that you're digesting, of the things that you're surrounding yourself with, the things that you're giving your mind to, the thoughts that you're giving your energy and your time to. Be mindful of those things right now because they're really important, okay? And they're going to continue to be important, you know? They're going to continue to be important. Living a much more aware and a much more mindful existence is going to be important. And when you live that existence, it's going to be even easier, you know, to be very grounded and present in this moment right now is going to be very important for you. All right. Well, that was a super long ass reading. Jeez. I feel good though. And I hope that you guys do too. I'm glad that you guys are here with me. Yeah. And then look, we talked about that Three of Swords in the very beginning, and in the afterchair, there's the Three of Swords with the three swords out, with the heart being healed, right? So definitely, you are traveling down that path of healing. You're doing it. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes. Forgive others for their past mistakes. Like try to replace the anger that you feel in your heart with compassion and understanding. That doesn't mean that you have to allow those people, that you have to tolerate those people, that you have to tolerate those people's past behaviors. You don't have to. Set your own boundaries, keep your own rules, know your own worth, and walk forward with that knowledge. And those who want to rebel against it, or those who want to tear it down, or those who want to tell you that you're not worth what you think you're worth, those people just aren't for you, and it's not worth you spending your energy trying to convince them otherwise. It is worth it for you to just walk away and to not even bother to give those people the energy or the time of day that they want so desperately to have over you. Because truly those people do see your worth, which is why they want to keep engaging with you, which is why they want to keep, you know, seeing you as a secret enemy, which is why they want to keep you involved in their energy, which is why they want to secretly cling to you and they can't keep your name out of their mouth and yada yada yada, all of that. They want you to go back and forth, they want you to argue with them, they want you to behave the way that you have in the past so that they can pull you down, so that you match their energy. Don't give any of that the time of day. You don't have time for that. You have plenty of other time to do so many other things, and you just do not have time for any of that. So if anybody wants to juxtapose you, if anybody wants to tear you down, if anybody wants to make you doubt yourself, remove yourself and that person from your life and move on. And there might be time for that person to come into your life at a later time, but right now is not the time. And the more that you go forward, the more certain people are going to try to come back into your life, and there will be time for certain people to come back in, and there will be time for others, and there won't be time for others to come back in. And you're just going to have to use your discernment as to when and where it is going to be right for those people. And your spirit guides are going to be guiding you. And certain people, you know, you're just going to feel it. It's going to be right or it's going to feel wrong, you know. And don't allow yourself to be, if you still feel so triggered, or if you still feel like just listen to your intuition. Just listen to your intuition on it in general. My spirit guides, I was like, okay, is that enough? Can I end the reading? And my spirit guides were like, I guess, yeah, you know, I guess. Yes, okay. My spirit guides just love to talk, and they just love to talk to you guys, and they love to disseminate this information to you guys, and they just love to just, you know, speak and have things to say. And they're very thankful that you take the time to listen to them. They're very grateful that you take the time to, you know, they're grateful for your time, and they're grateful for your attention. And they understand that, you know, we live in a very busy world that demands a lot of your time. You have a lot of things that demand your time, and they understand that your time here on this earth is limited, and that they are grateful for the time that you give me, and that you give here to this channel, and that you give to your spiritual journey. They're very grateful for that time. You know, they understand that. Yeah, they come from a place outside of space and time, and they understand like how precious your time really is, and they want you to understand how precious your time really is, and thus how precious your love is, how precious your energy is. So be aware of the things and the people and the places that really aren't worth your time, right? And it's usually the people that try to convince you you're not worth their time. And the truth, and that, you're like, cool, you're right. I'm not worth your time. You're not worth my time. Goodbye. You know, and don't take it so personally. Just take it as a hint to get those people out of your life, right? Alrighty. Anything else? No. So I just want to take that opportunity again. Like Spirit has already thanked you, and I want to thank you as well for being here. Give the channel, give this video a like if you liked it. Let me know. Put like a little. Is there a world emoji? I think there's a world emoji. If there's like a little world emoji, put it in the comment section down below to let me know you made it all the way to the end here. Okay. um, Again, assuming that you have the time to give it that, appreciate you guys. Or I know there's a sun emoji, so put like a little world if there's one, or like a little sun emoji to represent, that kind of like finding that wand energy for yourself. Put that down in the comment section down below and let me know who's making it all the way to the end. All right, like I said before, let me know if this resonates down in the comment section down below. If you like it, give it a like, subscribe if you dig the vibe and you want to join the tribe. Okay. I really appreciate you guys. Again, thank you to your spirit guides for leading you here, for giving you the love, light, and clarity that you needed in this situation. I thank my spirit guides for helping me to disseminate this information to you, to help bring this message to you, as well as keeping me safe while I'm doing so. I really appreciate you guys so very, very much, and I will see you lovelies in the next one. Okay, bye.